Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy BIGANT back with another episode of the Can I Kick a podcast. Today I got a special, kind of not so special guest. It's my good old cousin Sleepy. Say what's up to everybody, dog.
Yo, what's good, everybody?
Yeah, for what the people don't know, there was supposed to be an episode that was going to drop today, featuring a good friend of mine, Amir. We've been having technical difficulties with the podcast, so we're gonna try some different ways. I gotta look up some YouTube videos and some tutorials to try to maybe get like a WhatsApp call or something to get them recorded. We've done it like 4 or 5 times, and I decided to try to get a filler episode to take place of that. So I decided to get my cousin on here. We'll chop it up, talk about some various subjects, and take it from there. So I want to ask you, um, since this whole lockdown COVID-19 virus pandemic has been going on, what do you do in your spare time now that there's no gym, can't play sports, or, or any of that for that matter?
What I do? Video games, mainly 2K, as you know already.
Yeah.
Pretty much 2K. I'm on the Naruto binge watching.
Mhm.
As for working out, I still work out at home. I pretty much have everything I need. And if I want to run, I go outside. I'm still allowed outside. Aside from that, straight work. Pretty much it.
Yeah, I pretty much do the same thing. I don't have any equipment here, but if I wanted to go like jog around in the complex or go fishing or something like that, I've been planning fishing trips with my family and a couple of my friends. Shout out to Jeremy. We've been
Boardsman?
trying to, huh?
Boardsman?
Yeah, of course, man.
Jeremy, what's up?
He's been sending me pictures of him and his fishing trips and stuff. So I'm in the process of putting new tires on my car, so I can't make the trip out there. So once I get it done tomorrow, I'm gonna see if I can go out with him and get some fishing done. He's been sending me pictures of some decent fish, so I'm low key jealous, but I'm gonna be on my way. But yeah, I've been same thing. Come home, from work. I work, Monday through Friday. Get on the Xbox with the wife. Um, just play whatever I have. I only have a few games that I'm really playing right now. Of course, everybody knows that I play Destiny with the wife and the clan. That's kind of getting stale till the DLC comes out. So I find myself playing a bunch of free to play games. I'm playing a game called Dauntless, which is like a knockoff Monster Hunter. I thought it was stupid at first, but it's highly addicting. It's pretty cool. It's free to play, so I mean, who doesn't like free games? Um, I tried to re-download Gears. Um, yeah, which is another subject that we should talk on, that we should touch on. And I think I played it for maybe 2 weeks. I was supposed to get back on with Brandon and Derek, and I played for like 2 weeks, and then I just like never, never got back on. So
Very
I'm
on
just
that.
like, yeah, it was just like it's like Gears 5, and you're like so hyped, and the game comes out, and it's like
Bro.
it's like 2K. It's like, what the hell am I playing, dog?
Waited years for that game. Years. But yeah, like you said, that's on another subject.
Yeah, because I feel like if they don't come correct with the new Xbox, if they even have the plan to even come out with, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's Gears franchise game. They have to do something drastic, like I mean, like game changing, mind blowing type work. I mean, I hope and pray it gets better. I mean, God forbid. I mean, for God's sakes, actually, I have it tatted on my body, and and like I like want to just tell all my homeboys to like download Gears 2 and 3, and let's just pray that the servers are still working, because I watch a couple YouTubers and they actually still find matches in Gears 2, which is bananas. Yeah,
That's crazy. I'd,
yeah,
I'd get an Xbox if that's the case. For those two games? Or
yeah. I'm hoping for like maybe like a ultimate. Like how they did Gears 1, if they did like an ultimate collection for Gears 2 and 3 and then just updated the servers, yo, I'd be down.
I'm sure they will for that new console. They have a lot of avenues to take. So
Yeah, I'm hoping and praying when it comes out because if not, then I'll probably have to get a damn PS5 so I can play with everybody else that has PlayStation because like I have split individuals that have Xbox or they have PlayStation 5 or they had Xbox, now they're on PlayStation 4, and it's heartbreaking that I can't play games with my friends.
Hear you, man. It's just exclusive. That's what people change for.
Yeah, so speaking of Gears, like which one out of the franchise is your favorite if you had to choose?
I had to choose one based on, let's say, like emotional attachment and the best times I had, or just gameplay overall.
Anything, anything and everything. Like if you had to like, let's say like this lockdown was like a whole year, and they only gave you one Gears title to play. Like which one would you play like nonstop?
And honestly, I'd say three. Three just because of that broad map selection.
Yeah,
All that time that we spent those days till who knows what, 6, 7 in the morning. All
yeah,
that, everything included in that game, the people, if we get those same people playing with us, I'll take three all day. Just the content in there was nonstop.
yeah. It was there was a lot to do in that game, and that was back when they were still doing the whole. Hey, if you if you play the game long enough, you might be able to unlock some characters without having to pay $59.99 and
Uh,
season passes and things like that. But I'd have to differ. And I'd go Gears 2
why is that?
because I hated Gears 1. I loved
Same.
how it looked. I loved how it looked, how it played, how it sounded. But for me, it was like, yeah, it's not my cup of tea. Like I can't see myself playing this game. And then Gears 2 came out, and everybody and their mom was talking about it. Like, oh man, Gears 2, da da da. I'm like, well, damn, I ain't even finished Gears 1, and I was like, how the hell am I supposed to play Gears 2? But then I ended up saving up my money, getting the game, beating the campaign, going back and actually playing Gears 1 to know what the hell is going on, first of all. And the same thing, like you said, I remember staying up and we had our little clique, we had our clan. Like, it wasn't really a clan, but it was just, that was the crew that played Gears, and we'd be up all night trying to get our wings. Oh man, let's not even get started about wings. Yeah, yeah, we would have to. It's like we try our hardest to stay gold, and when we lost, it would just be heartbreaking. Like, then you have to do so much to get back. Then you're online checking your stats all the time when you're gonna get close to the next set of wings. And RIP Wingman, which is the most underrated slept on game mode. Um, But I would have to say Gears 2 for it being my first Gears and then getting attached to the game and then getting good at it. I was walking around two piecing people with hammer burst because I sucked. but obviously, when you play the game longer, you get better. But I actually evolved and got better at the game, and it was just one of those games that just like really opened up the door for um like I wouldn't say real competitiveness because I was playing COD at the time. Um, but like it's a totally different game, third person wall bouncing. Uh, you know, it's way different. You can't camp. I mean, you could, but you'd get found. You know, shout outs to what's that map? What's that
Pavilion,
map?
bro. Pavilion.
Yeah, you
Pavilion.
see,
Going to
you
the
see,
back of the map, bro. That's all you needed. That's all you needed.
you see how you knew before I even said it, bro. It's like some maps, or like remember on Jacinto where they would hide up at the top with the grenades on the
Yeah.
stairs. Oh my god! And then like I remember Charles would always, always, always try to grab the
Sniper.
mortar. Remember, no, not the sniper, the
Oh, you're talking
mortar.
about
Like,
just yeah, yeah.
yeah, he would grab the mortar, and we would try to do the glitch. Remember the glitch? Oh man.
Those is a lot of things to do there. So I can't disagree. Like 2 and 3 for me are pretty much the same, aside from small details like maybe the new maps with the small details as to how the gun feels or how the gun sounds. Aside from that, I thought it was a perfect game because just like you, that's the first game that got me into competitive gear. As for Gears 1, I played it with Juan before, and then Gears 2 came out, I played it with him again. Then I found out you guys were playing, and And then one by one, everybody just started going. And then Brandon was the last to get on, and that kept going for what, like 2 years, 3 years. So Gears 3 came
Yeah, it
out.
was. I think it was about three
Then
years.
I think then it was like 2, 3 more years on Gears 3. It was just, those games were just amazing, bro.
Yeah, classic dog. And then like I get on. I hated four from the jump. I hated it four, but then they cleaned everything up. And if you get on Gears 4 now after Gears 5 release, Gears 4 is a great game. Like it's a great game, like bar none. Like it's come a long way, and you can ask Brandon. Like we dealt with a lot of BS, and it's gotten way 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 better. And in comparison to the newer one, it's like night and day. It's like night and day. Like they made a lot of changes that I was excited for, but then like when you get in there and you play it, like especially on launch, oh bro, it was it was it was sad. It was like really sad. I'm like,
I could
what am I
imagine.
playing? Like, what am I playing, bro? Like, it was one of those times where I was glad that I had the Game Pass and I didn't drop 60. Because if I dropped 60 or dropped 100 on the collector's edition, I would have been highly, highly upset. Like, really, really mad. So I wasn't really stressing that much. I had Game Pass. I was playing other games. So it was like, oh, well, I'm basically getting Gears for free. And they were giving me the Ultimate Edition. So I got like the Terminator skin and all that stuff. So it was like, I guess it's a win win for me because I'll still play it. But it ended up turning into a massacre. It was just like,
It's crazy that the probably my favorite game of all time is the game that made me switch over to PS4. To go from Xbox to PS4 was because Gears just wasn't the same anymore. That was That's to me is like kind of mind boggling, but it's
yeah. And
just night and
then
day.
yeah, sometimes games. Well, not, I wouldn't even say sometimes. It's like most of the time, like games have their. It's like an athlete. Like they have their prime, and then like sometimes they try to do something different, and they take a chance, and it's like 50-50, bro. It's like you're flipping a coin into a well. It's like you don't know you don't know what you're gonna get, because your fans are so used to. That's why 1, 2, and 3 always stuck with everybody that's been down with Gears since day one. Even Ultimate Edition when they remade the first Gears, which is fine, which is kind of crazy in itself because, like I told you in the beginning, I didn't like Gears One. When Ultimate Edition came out, I was playing it nonstop, which is weird. Which is weird, but
It's probably the fact that it was so close, not so close to 2 and 3, but it was more similar to those than say something like Judgment, where it was completely horrible. So that's probably it.
yeah, we don't talk about Judgment.
Yeah, just
we don't,
like that.
we don't talk about Judgment. They
That
ha-
was bad.
yeah, that was some dark times for Gears fans. But that's exactly what I'm talking about. Like COD went through the same thing too. Since Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, I'll even put Black Ops 3 in there. But then when they went to Advanced Warfare and Infinity Warfare and then Call of Duty Black Ops 4, everything was changing. You got jetpacks, you got supers, you got crazy laser guns, one-shot kill guns. It was all over the place. Even though I had fun in Infinite, Advanced was too weird for me. It had hella great movement though. The jetpacks, and then like you can click like the left stick or the right stick. I can't remember which one it was, and you can dodge in the air, which was pretty dope. Um, but it just wasn't COD, like it wasn't really COD because like you put in Modern Warfare 2 and Black Ops, and when I was playing with my brothers and my cousins, then it's like a totally different game. But that's what people know what COD is and what it could be, and the same thing goes for Gears. It's like this game is a franchise game. Like it's like this, you know what I'm saying? Like it's supposed to be raw, you know?
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, so I can't totally blame them for trying new stuff. I just hope that like they see like the downfall in play, and they just with this new Series X or whatever it's called now. I think it's called Series X. Uh, they take everything into consideration and just drop some crazy. I want some crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want crazy to where Marcus or somebody dies because I've had enough of that. Because let me tell you, Gears 5 campaign. Did you play the campaign?
No, probably won't ever do it since I don't have Xbox anymore.
Yeah. Whenever you're over Brandon's house. Um, like let's just say like you guys are just chilling or you staying the night or something like that. Like if you have the time, bro, to play the campaign was excellent, like to the T, you know. But and then again, like I said, like I don't want something drastic because I'm not gonna spoil it for you. Because if you do stumble across the Xbox and you log into Gears 5 and you play it, um, there's a big thing that happens at the end, and you're like, what the hell am I supposed to do? Like I literally was like playing it on release at nonstop. I was like, the story's so good, like I don't want to stop. That's how good it was. And I got to the end, and boom, they hit you with this decision. I literally, like, Josh, like, I literally paused the game, sat back in my gaming chair, and my wife was like, "What happened?" I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" She goes, "What are you? What? What's the problem?" I'm like, "Look what they're making me do." So, like, I tried to play it cool and like not make a choice, and the game gave me a game over and restarted from the checkpoint and put me right back in the same spot where I had to make a choice. And I just want something like that, so where it's like it becomes memorable again, rather than something that we talk about and we have like regret. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel about 2K too. I know you can feel the same way about 2K, like with this year's 2K.
2K, as a matter of fact, they've been up and down. Obviously, 2011 was just game changer. It just changed everything. And then the
Mm,
modes that obviously the crew I would play with, it disappeared for I would say 3 years or so. 2K15 they came back, and since then they've been progressing. There's always gonna be people that we call cheesers. They pretty much try to ruin the game, try to find like all the exploits, take
yeah,
advantage of it. But obviously, if you got the skill, you can still
yeah,
dog them.
yes.
But I'll be fair on this year. My favorite thing, yeah, some things changed that I didn't like, but my favorite thing this year is they the main thing they focused on was skill gap. There was these people that would use certain characters and pretend they were good, talk all that smack and just keep going. And this
Hmm.
year, that skills gap, it's making dudes that were like top tier look like they just straight trash bums, no skill
Hmm.
at all, no stick
Yeah.
skills. So that's my favorite part because the elite shows. So I love it. This year. Me personally, I love. I even watched the NBA 2K League. I would have been competing for that if it wasn't for my life situation, trying to move, buy my own
Yeah. Yeah.
place,
Yeah.
get everything situated. Like everything's good now. I might go for it next year, but 2K20, that's where it's at when it comes to competition because that skills gap is real. If you don't got skills, just don't even go.
Yeah. I last 2K I played was what was that? I think it was 18. Kyrie Irving on the cover.
Yeah, it's 18.
Yeah, that's the last one I played. Was never really a fan of it. I just that year I was like, yeah, might as well, F it. Let me just buy it and play it. Let me try something different. Because same thing goes for Madden. I ain't touched Madden since 2007, bro. And
Man,
so I might give it a shot next year. Um, depending on because I don't know if you know or if they said anything. I'm pretty sure they're gonna come out with the show for the new PS5, right?
yeah, I'm pretty sure this new one actually looks pretty good. But yeah, that PS5 is they should be making. I don't know about remaking this year's, but next season we for sure are gonna get a brand new show game.
Yeah, because I know that's gonna be dope as hell with all the updates to like the graphics and everything and the hardware. I mean, both systems are gonna be
We dope.
it's gonna be dope. Like I shared on the Facebook. I think it was maybe yesterday or 2 days ago. They were showing the epic gameplay for the PS5, and
Yeah,
dude, just imagine, bro, me and you, two lonely ass gearheads. Imagine if Epic never left Gears of War, and they had that engine, and they were about to drop Gears 6,
same.
obviously, for the new Xbox. That would have been disgusting.
Details on that video I saw.
Disgusting, bro. That video was bananas. I was looking at it, I was like, yo. I was like, these people made Gears at one time, bro. And I now look at them like they're just out here just showing their ass off, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I can just imagine how Fortnite's gonna look, bro. I don't even play Fortnite, but imagine like Fortnite off of that engine. You know, it's crazy how good these consoles are gonna be. Like, I might do like I did Xbox One launch. I got both. I got the Xbox One and the PS4.
I
You
remember
know?
that first day that we we got the Xbox too. I remember
Yeah, yeah. You know, and that was a game changer too when we got the ones. I was like, playing games on there, and then like they continued to get better. It's like it's kind of stale in the beginning,
that. Yeah,
because like it's like kind of new games that are just coming out or whatever, and like the big time people are not gonna be able to come out with something till like the following year, like the next year. And when those games came around, it's like, yo, this is on some next level,
changes
next
everything.
level. Yeah, man, it was crazy, bro.
We got good times ahead for us gaming, that's for sure.
Yeah, yeah. So we're gonna switch up the conversation. We had enough people probably like, who the hell and what the hell is Gears?
Shout out to all the gearheads.
Yeah, shout out to Brandon and Derek and Charles and Condi.
Condi.
And Condi. If I don't shout him out, he's probably gonna text me or something. And he's
I'll
the
take-
only one on my Xbox that starred next to my wife and my sister, bro. And we don't even play games anymore together, dog. It just shows him getting online. I'm like, oh, that's Condi, bro. Never mind. Because like I only have so many people that have started. I only have 3 people started, so it's like it's either my sister getting on, my wife getting on, or it's Condi. And everybody, like all my other friends, are not starred, so it's not like the old Xbox where somebody just automatically got on. It would bloop, and you would hear it. If they're not starred,
Yeah.
it doesn't show you. So it's like I'll be just sitting here chilling, like whatever I'm doing, on the computer or something like that, and I hear it bloop, but I was like, Jen's right next to me. She been on. I look over and I see in the corner it says, "Well, no secret is online." I'm like, oh, it's just Condi, bro. It's just Condi. But we're gonna switch it up. We're gonna go down Sports Avenue, since we were talking about sports video games. We're gonna just keep it going with the sports. Since we both play basketball, and I'm better than you.
Facts.
just give me the ball in the corner and I'm winning the game. That's it. If you know me, when I play basketball LA or in Davie at the church, St. David's, Summer Lakes, if I'm in the corner, pass me the ball. That's it. Game over. Who is and why are they your top 3 NBA All-Stars of all time?
All stars are just players in general.
I say All-Stars because you can just name whoever you want. There's no like limitation. Like today's generation, last generation, dead or alive, doesn't matter.
Let's see. My top 3. I want to say, in no specific order, Chauncey
Yeah.
Billups. Growing up, that was my favorite point guard. I felt like he wasn't flashy. I felt like he did what he needed to do. He was a bigger guard. He needed to post you, he would do it. If he needed to lock you down, he would do it. Throughout high school, anybody that knew me over there, you would see me in my binder. It was Chauncey holding that NBA Finals MVP trophy.
Yeah.
So Chauncey Billups for sure. LeBron James. I'm pretty sure anybody knows that.
LeBron James.
LeBron James. I don't even have to explain why him. But I
Go.
will say this. Best LeBron ever to ever play the game was LeBron James for the Miami Heat.
Facts.
There's no version better of that man on the basketball court.
Well. Before we get to your third, we're gonna touch on this real quick. I would put up there his beginning years at Cleveland, because he didn't have nobody on that team really,
That's true.
and he carried them. Like I mean, like carried. Like if you go back and watch, like like tapes, he carried, because there was nobody. I mean, they had players, obviously. They're NBA team, but like there was no like star power behind LeBron at that time.
I agree with you. His second best player was Ilgauskas and Boobie Gibson when they went to the finals. He
Exactly.
gave up
Who?
a shot for Donyell Marshall. Now, trust me, I know. It's just I feel like, especially like that 2012, 2013 Bron For
Nah, he was
Miami,
beast. He was
he
beast.
was
He was
he
beast.
was the point guard. He was the center. He
He was
was
everything.
everything. He did
Everything.
everything. He was so efficient. Shot over 50%. Shot. He was just great. Everything. He
Yeah,
was the
he was.
best pass in the league while he did that.
Yeah, he was stacking numbers, and then
Yeah.
he was playing other people's positions. Like if Bosch went out, he played his position. Wade went out, he played his position. Haslam went out, he played his position, or he would switch up position during the game.
Mhm.
That to me is more powerful than him just stacking up numbers and being
Yeah,
beast. Like
exactly.
you're able to switch on the fly and play somebody else's position during the game, during the playoffs like that. That's
Just impacting
crazy.
the whole game.
Yeah.
That's what he. I feel like he was so great. I thought it was the perfect version of LeBron right there. He's
And there
still
was
great.
times, yeah, and there was times where LeBron would play the whole game. Like
Exactly.
he wouldn't sit. He would play all 45 minutes. And
All
he
that
be
and the Olympics as well.
yeah, dude, like nonstop, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like people can compare him to, I'm not gonna get into that conversation, but they can compare him to the people of the past, MJ and all that.
Yeah.
But to me it's like, bro, you can't deny the fact. I mean, he's got the numbers to prove it. It's in the pudding. You know what I'm saying? There's many people that haven't got to that level to where he's gotten to and are respected as greats. There's people out there that never won a championship, but they're always brought up in somebody's top
And
5,
they're
top
still
10.
great.
Yeah, they're still greats because they were good at the game. They got numbers. They did that. You know what I'm saying? And I think LeBron is just like today's generation is just like, bro, like what can he not do? He cannot not do nothing. The only thing I think he probably hasn't done is put on a suit and tie and a clipboard and be a coach.
He will be.
Oh,
Yeah.
most definitely.
He'll coach or he'll own a team. He's gonna be one of those.
That's what exactly all I was gonna say. He's gonna either own a team, or he can own a team and be the coach. I mean, hey, first time for everything. But he's just, I don't know. Like I said, that's for a whole nother podcast. We'll be here for 2 hours talking about.
Yeah, I won't ever compare LeBron to the greats because every generation has its greats, and who am I to compare? Kobe, Jordan, all that. I'm not. Just enjoy it, bro. That's all.
Yeah, I respect him for what he's given to the game. You know what I'm saying? Like how I respect Dwayne Wade. Like a lot of people don't know. Like even growing up, like I never played basketball. Never thought it was cool. Never wanted to really play. Never played football. I was baseball. My parents got me into baseball. I played baseball until I was 18. I saw when Dwayne Wade got drafted to the Heat. I started watching him, and he made me want to play basketball. And that was before he started turning up. You know what I'm saying? Like before he got the championships, before he was riding with Shaq, before the big three, before the back-to-backs, before LeBron, before Bosh, everything. And the type of player he is, regardless of what you might hear that's going on, like nowadays in his personal life and stuff like that, but what he gave to the game and what he gave to Miami is mind-blowing. Because like I said, I never wanted to play basketball. I never wanted to play. It was never my thing. And then I'm texting you, I'm texting Brandon and Edwin, let's go play ball at Sherman Lakes or St. David's, and we would play all night long. And to me, like, yeah, take it back a little bit. And to me, that's like where I put it. Where for LeBron, like I respect what he's been doing for the game. Like this man, he's on top of his game. No matter what you want to say about him, no matter what, cracking jokes, you can compare him to MJ, Kobe, whatever. He went to the finals six times, only got 3 rings. Big deal. But he's out here breaking records. He's out here putting numbers up, double doubles, triple doubles all day long. So I respect it. So who you got rounding out the top 3?
As the third, that's tough. So many of them that influenced me. Yeah. But I'd say I'd put Vince Carter up there just because of his longevity, what he used to do, and I had to throw a net on there because I'm a net for life. First it was Jersey, now it's Brooklyn, and yeah, just loyal to them. So I'll go with Vince Carter right now.
Yeah, I respect Vince too. I think what was it? He was the only NBA player to play in 2 separate decades.
3.
That's crazy.
3.
That boy been playing ball for like 50 years, bitch.
forever.
That's
90s,
crazy. That's
2000s, 10s. Actually, I think it might be four. He played this. Yeah, he played this year. So that's four decades.
crazy, man.
That's insane.
But if I had to give a top three, I'd probably be I already named one. Of course, would be Dwayne Wade. I already gave the reasons for that. I would say LeBron James. We already talked about that. Obviously, the point given. And then for my third, I would have to say Shaquille O'Neal.
Can't argue with that. The most unstoppable force.
He's like my favorite big guy, like to watch. Like if you go back and watch old tapes of how he was playing, breaking the rims. What? NBA Jam stuff in real life? Are you serious?
I will say this though. I am shocked that you didn't say Udonis Haslem.
I
Shocked.
will. I will when they put his numbers in the rafters, and I know it's coming soon. I respect the hell out of Udonis.
UD's the OG, bro.
Yeah, I respect the hell out of Udonis. He's done another one that he's done a lot for Miami. He's been there since day one, you know, and he's still there. So I mean, like he's already put in his time. He can quit tomorrow and I'd be satisfied, you know. But yeah, he's another one, you know. And then I was gonna throw a curveball in there and say Jamal Crawford because of his handles
Yeah.
and you know his quickness and you know kind of like um per se to your Chauncey Billups pick. It's kind of like the same thing, but like more of him, like of his style of play. And
He was unique.
yeah, he was breaking ankles left and right, and I just think he was one of the underrated, more of the underrated players because like nobody really put him in that shine. And like when you bring it up, it's like who? And then like when you play stuff, it's like damn, he's raw. He's like super raw. It's like I told you, bro.
Jay Crawford was the man.
Yeah. So we're gonna keep the top three conversation rolling. Make this short and sweet. You already know where I'm gonna go with this question. Top three favorite animes. If you have a top three, I know you're stuck on one right now, but you gotta have at least three.
Yeah, I do have at least three. Cause, all right, I'm new to the anime game and not so new. Like my whole life, I was into the whole Dragon Ball Z. I was into all of that. But
Yeah.
till I want to say starting as late as last year. Yeah, last year is when I started like getting into it. So I binge watched Dragon Ball Super. My opinion, I liked it more than Z. This is crazy as it sounds. Just the fights, the enemies, everything was just dope. And I guess the new style of the anime drawings, I thought it just looked amazing. So obviously right now, you know, I'm binge watching Naruto.
Yeah.
I'd put that up there obviously because I'm not even done with it. And I think it's my favorite thing ever.
Yeah.
And you got My Hero Academia. Still gotta finish that last season, but I was hooked. The same way I'm on Naruto right now, I was on My Hero for the first 3 seasons. And to round it out, you gotta say Super. That might change soon. As soon as I'm done with Naruto and I get on something else, that might change, but that's the top 3 right now.
Yeah, that's basically where I put my top three. I'd put number one would be no particular order, but number one would be Dragon Ball Z. Then it would be I would throw Naruto in there because I watched it when it was still being played on TV and stuff like that. Then I followed through. Then obviously I stopped at his son saga because I thought that was completely trash. I could never get into it. And then I took a break. I took a break from anime, like a mean break. Like I stopped after Dragon Ball GT. I didn't get really into Super, and like I came back to Dragon Ball, like right before the whole like Super Saiyan God thing started kicking in, and they were changing into blue hairs and stuff like that. simply because I was seeing the fights on YouTube or like on Facebook, and somebody was like, "Oh, check this fight out between Hit and Goku." I'm like, "Who the hell is Hit?"
So,
And then I go on there and I watch the fight, and it's like, yo, these dudes really fighting, like they fighting. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And yeah, and it's like crazy how the show has evolved over time. Because I remember back then when I was younger, watching Dragon Ball Z after school, and you know, it, first of all, first of all, we had to wait all week for one fight because the buildup is ridiculous. Y'all see the memes; it's ridiculous. And I remember watching like the Cell Saga for the first time, Majin Buu, and stuff like that, and then, like it's so much varies to what you see now. With technology and how animation is getting better, and I think that's what got me back into watching Dragon Ball. I don't watch it faithfully. I kind of now watch it like on, like, if this makes any sense, kind of like a highlight reel. Like I'll wait for something, like my homeboys will tell me something about an episode, and then I'll go back and like just watch the fight. Like I'm not like glued to the TV, like watching like, oh, I need to see what happens in between. You know what I'm saying, like that stuff. But it definitely is definitely still a part, like especially from my childhood, and getting older. And then, like I said, I took a break. I didn't watch anything, nothing at all. Um,
not to
and then
cut you off, um,
yeah,
before you move on to the next one, out of those sagas in Dragon Ball Z, what's the best one to you?
there's a tie. I can't pick one because I thought it was the Cell Saga, but then Majin Buu came. And the only reason why I say Cell is because I make fun of it every time, and people's already made memes about it. Cell called out everybody, built an arena, and said, "Come catch this fade.
Yeah,
Come right here, right where I'm standing. I'll wait." He waited, bro. He waited for these dudes to come fight him at his own tournament, and he was eating people left and right. And then that was, like, to me, like the first challenge, for Goku and them. And I was like, I really like that. Like, I hate the fact that like Goku does everything. Goku is like the Superman. He dies, he gets resurrected. It doesn't matter. 10, 12, 40 times. He gets stronger, stronger, stronger. He's always stronger than everybody else. And basically they let him just do everything. They give everybody else their shine. And some episodes, Vegeta will look strong. He'll do this. He'll finally turn Super Saiyan God, or whatever. Blah blah blah. Thank you, for recognizing that I have abilities too. But then it's like right back to the same thing. Goku saving the world. Goku doing this. Goku doing that.
I'm with you
So
on
like,
that. You know,
yeah. So like when the Cell Saga came out, it was a new villain. And like I said, like he was so arrogant. And I love that about like bad people, like bad guys and villains. I love like arrogance. Not so much with Frieza. Frieza is just hell of annoying for me. But like he's cocky in his own way. But Cell was like on a different level. Like I said, he built an arena. He sat there and waited, arms folded. Y'all come see me. I ain't running. I'm not going. I'm not eating no ramen. I'm sitting right here. Come catch this fade. And I thought that was amazing. And then after all that, I was like, they can't top this. Who's coming next? And then Manjibu came. This fat butter bean pink dude with the softest voice. I was like, I was like, what? I was talking to myself. I was like, what? What is this? Like, what who is this guy? And then he started eating people, turning people into chocolate. I was like, this fat guy just goes around and turns people into chocolate, and he eats them. Like he literally kills you by turning you to chocolate, and he eats you. And then I mean, I'm hoping that everybody that watches Dragon Ball has watched up all those episodes.
I hope so.
Yeah, for real, because what I'm about to get into next might be a little spoiler. But once the Manjibu saga started, and then like it started getting to where Goku and everybody was gonna win. And then they came out with they came out with the I don't know his name, but the skinny Boo and then the kid Boo. You know the angry Boo. I guess I call him Angry Boo. I don't know
Yeah.
his like his actual name, but the Angry Boo and then the kid Boo. That blew my mind up because they were talking all this mess that he can't be destroyed, and every time he gets spear bombed or whatever, he just blows up, but then he comes back together. And like when they gave him a split personality and then they gave him two more extra forms, it's like you're watching a whole different saga now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I always thought that was dope. But if I had to choose a saga, it's a tie between those. But if I really, really had to sit there and choose, I'm gonna go with Cell.
I'm with you on that. Cell and the whole, he just didn't care. On top of that, he wasn't just killing the present, he was in the future. He came back to the present. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. That boy came back and like I said, sat there and he waited. And he's like, catch these hands. I'm gonna be right here. 7 days a week. I'll be waiting for you, Goku. Don't worry about it. And then not to mention, Gohan's true potential, him getting over the fact that he don't want to hurt nobody or kill nobody, and Goku was telling him, if you don't do anything about it, he's gonna kill everybody that you love. And then Gohan finally snapped and ended up, extinguishing Cell or whatever like that. So that was another cool moment too. That's one of the Dragon Ball Z moments that a lot of people remember and talk about. It's like, oh, like he has a son and he's supposedly really really strong, and then come to the end of the saga you find out, and then you also witness that Gohan is actually stronger than his dad.
Yeah.
And it's like it's mind-blowing, but it's like it's captivating at the same time. It's like you see this little kid and he's always talking about how he doesn't want nobody to hurt his friends and his family, and like he doesn't want to hurt nobody or kill nobody with his powers, and Piccolo's always training him and he's getting stronger obviously. And then like it comes down to the point where Goku has to put it in his brain, like, if you don't do something now, everybody you love is gonna die, bro. And then like he snaps and then hits him with that double Kamehameha wave with him and his pops behind him, and it's just one of those things where it's like you never forget.
That
But
SSJ2, man, that's my favorite moment of the whole saga. Everything, Dragon Ball Z, Super, anything Dragon Ball, that's my favorite moment ever. From the outfit that he had on, the Piccolo outfit, just to
yeah,
the whole look, it gives me chills every time I watch it to this day.
yeah, and like the whole speech he's having with his dad, as he's like holding up the hand to shoot the wave.
Yeah.
And it's like that whole speech, and then Goku telling him, he's like, I believe in you and stuff like that, and he's telling him that he can't do it. He only got one arm, and then he actually did it. And man, like I said, we could talk about it forever, man. But it was one of those classic great episodes. Now I'm gonna hit you with one more top three before we switch up the subject again. We're both big on music, obviously. Everybody that's been on my podcast is big on music. Who I gave you top three, but I think top three is gonna be way too hard for you. So I'll go top five, and you don't have to give me no reason unless you keep it short. But top five artists of all time, dead or alive, doesn't matter.
And that includes influencing and just my opinion on lyricism.
It's whatever.
My
I
top
want
five.
your top five, like right now.
All right. As for top five, no specific order. Nas, he's always gonna be there.
Yeah.
For me, I don't know if it's I'm biased or what it is. Yeah, I think half of his beats are but it's just the content of his songs. I feel like I learned more from Nas than I did from my teachers growing up. That's how I feel about it.
Damn.
It's
Okay.
kind of crazy, right? Like I feel like
Yeah.
I've learned more from the man about history from the man than I have from my teachers or anybody. Maybe that's because I used to stay up all night gaming and I'll be tired as hell in class. But
Yeah.
Nas is always gonna be up there. Nipsey Hussle, since the day I found out about him, and I remember exactly how I found out about him. Khan texted me one morning. This was back
Mm-hmm.
when he was up there in Virginia. And he was long distance. He texted me like, "Yo, check this tape out. This dude's actually pretty good." So I go on, what was it, Hot New Hip Hop. I listened to
Yeah.
Nipsey Hussle's The Marathon, 2010,
Mm-hmm.
December. I was hooked the next, I don't know how long. It's just The Marathon every day. And the reason I put him up there is because of his influence on me. If it wasn't for him, I'd be a lazy kid right now, or a lazy dude, whatever you want to say. My motivation wouldn't be there. He's one of the main reasons I get up and grind and do what I have to do, and I am where I'm at now. Like, I've seen people just fall off, go the wrong path. I feel like he helped me stay on that path to get what I want, and I'm still chasing it.
Yeah.
So
Facts.
Nipsey's influence is major in my life. Mac Miller, Mac is always gonna be there, and you already know this. It just for
Yeah.
him to the way we related to him, whether it comes to depression, whether it comes to feeling good, those ups and downs, we went through that with him. He went through his drug abuse, whatever it was. We had our own trials and whatever you want to call it. So Mac Miller, all the way from the cheesy raps till till his last day. The thing that gets me about Mac Miller is people see, oh, little Jewish white kid. No, it wasn't even like that. The evolution of Mac Miller is probably the best that I've seen personally. I don't know if I'm biased or not, but his growth in his raps and his lyricism, everything is just, to me, is amazing. All the way to his final album, Circles, and the whole concept of the last two albums. So Mac Miller,
Yeah. And before you get to 4, um, I touch on that real quick. Since we're both huge fans. I can agree on the evolution because I think a lot of people, they, not that they don't, but they never really gave Mac the chance. Hence why he was always still technically underground, even though he was independent.
yeah,
Um, Even through what made him semi-famous, because I'd hate to admit it, but once he got with Ariana, he got more spotlight. Obviously,
of
when you're
course,
dating a pop star, but the evolution of Mac when he first started, obviously, was more fun, more cheesy. He was just like getting on happy-go-lucky beats, whatever like that. And then he started dibbling and dabbling and getting more. I wouldn't say necessarily more lyrical, but his content was getting more diverse, and he was digging a little bit deeper. And then it
exactly.
wasn't the same as what you heard before, which was a good change.
Yeah, it
A
went
lot of
from.
lot
I didn't mean to cut you off. It went
good.
from the cheesy raps. That's what everybody remembers it for. So if you were to ask somebody or tell somebody, Mac Miller's up there, I'd put him in my top 5. They'll be like, "What? Mac Miller? Donald Trump?"
So,
That's what they're
same here.
thinking. Yeah. So that evolution, he went from that bright kid to those dark times with the drugs to
Yep.
him
Depression, all that.
battling depression to it's just the whole everything, just the way it tied in together. I'm not saying it was perfect because I hate the downfall, but his growth from that is just amazing to me. That's what I look at when I look at Mac Miller.
Yeah, same here. Then like slowly he started progressing and he got even better in my eyes. And then like when swimming, I already said on my previous podcast, man, swimming. If you guys haven't listened to the album, even if you think that you don't like Mac Miller, I suggest you guys give that a try. If you want to start somewhere, like really like trying to get into the mind of Mac. Um, I was going through a lot, cause your family, but a lot of shit, like personal wise, job wise, switching jobs, almost losing my wife, almost losing, everything. I was broke, my car, everything was just like it was falling apart around me. And I had to move back into my mom's. Like a lot of people don't know this. And I was battling every day. Just like the worst times I've ever had. And swimming dropped. And when I tell you, I put that on my Spotify, and I remember me and you briefly talked about it when it came out, and it was before I actually me and you when we talk about music and we're texting each other or calling each other and we're like, "Well, did you listen to such and such album?" And I tell you like, "Oh, I only heard like 4 or 5 songs, but I'm gonna finish listening to it." Once once I got through the first play of the entire album, I listened to it nonstop, 2 or 3 times a day for a week, and the amount of content and the amount of just like context of what he was saying, it just fit with what I was going through. And what's crazy is I know he knows that he's not the only one, and I know when I'm listening to it that I feel I'm not the only one. So like when you say and I say with our chests, I mean like with some air in our lungs that hey, Mac Miller's top 5. Like we were there, like listening to him, like during
Exactly.
during those times of like even each other, you know what I'm saying? Like your life is not perfect. We talk, privately about what's going on, and we both been through changes and losing friends and yeah, and shout outs to Gilbert, rest in peace Gilbert and Alex. And you know, it plays a big part in certain things and certain, trials and tribulations of your life. Take Gilbert for example. Every time I hear 2009, you already know because I bought the beat with the sample and
Yeah.
made a song for Gilbert. Every time I hear 2009, it's Gilbert automatically. And then every time I hear self care, guess what? It's Alex. You know what I'm saying? It's like those things that stick with you and they hit you hard. It's like you cannot you cannot not give this man his props. You know what I'm saying? He may not be the most lyrical, but he is lyrical. If you sit down and listen to it, he's really lyrical. But he can also tells you stories, and they're deep, and like you feel them. You feel them. Like if you can process something in your ear, and then feel it in your chest, that's talent. And Mac definitely had that
Mac
talent.
is one of those artists that some tracks give me chills, some tracks put me in my feelings, but Mac, like you said, it helped us get through a lot. So I'm always gonna be grateful to Mac as an artist because prior to him, not even gonna lie, like yeah, I've always been a hip hop head, but prior to Mac, I would
Yeah,
never look at an artist as an quote unquote artist. I just see, oh, that's one of my favorite rappers. Yeah, I can relate to some of the shit they say, but when I see like the more I studied Mac himself and listened to his content, it just like this dude's really an artist. He's he's not, yeah, like you say, he's not the most lyrical, but he's witty as hell, and
yeah.
just it amazes me to this day. And I, for anybody that gets this far and listens to this podcast, please give Mac Miller a chance. His later stuff, it's some of the most amazing things you can hear. You want to go
Yeah,
back to the older
it's
stuff, it's great too.
yeah, it's very satisfying. Like if you listen to it now and then you go back, it's just it you can see the evolution. And even though even when he was first coming out in his first couple of mixtapes and first couple of albums, they were real boom bappy, and you know that's what hip hop was all about when we were growing up and before our time. Like the whole East Coast, boom bap storytelling, Slick Rick kind of deal. It got that feel, and he was. It's kind of crazy, and then we'll get to your number 4 because we dig deep on these subjects. Um, it's like you hear the beginning of Mac Miller, it's boom bap, it's happy. The middle is kind of like his transition of like you notice there's a change, and then at the end it's like he's recognizing the change, and he's like trying to let people know like, look, this is who I am and what I've been dealing with, and he's opening up and he's letting you know like y'all can have the boom bap, you know, kids, Mac Miller, Nikes on my feet, and then you can turn around and you can have, the in between Blue Slide Park, Miss Calls, Mac Miller, and then you have Swimming in Circles, and it's just like the finale, and it hurts me to say that because he's no longer here, but it's like the finale of the movie. Like this is where he's at right now, and he's dealing with it. And it's like you said, bro. Evolution is crazy, off the charts.
That's the dopest thing about Mac is for any single mood you're in, there's a track. There's something for every type of way you feel. There's always gonna be one track that can relate to you. So that's the dope,
Yeah.
dope part about
Let's get back on track. Number 4.
that. All right, before I gotta go with Busy, man. XV. The,
Yeah, yeah. A
to
lot of people
us,
still don't know.
he's a legend, bro. But to everybody else, is like, ooh, awesome. Um, that's what they think, bro. It's the same thing when we talking to Donrick, bro. The first
Yeah,
thing he
yeah.
looked up, obviously, Awesome's gonna pop up because that was one commercial hit and it sold with
Yeah.
Beats by Dre. But XB, yeah, it's just he's us. He's literally us. He's around our age. He's into the comic books. He's into the video games, and he's proud to say it. Like before, because I know when we were growing up, when we were in high school, middle school, whatever. Yeah, we love gaming, but it wasn't at that point. We wouldn't be like, oh yeah, we love gaming, and let it out to the world. It was like, yeah, we do that. We kind of want to be cool about it. XB
Yeah.
just let it be known, man. This is what I like. Xbox, Gears. Like he was into Gears, like us. We just related to the man so much. So XB is always gonna be up there, and I think he's a lot better than people think.
Yeah. Facts.
As for fifth, I could literally throw anybody there. I don't really have one. I would say one of the greats or whatever. But as for, I guess, influential, the past decade or so, I gotta say Big Crit, bro. Big Crit's always gonna be one of my top dogs. But
Hell yeah.
yeah, at this point, I say Crit.
Yeah, I like Crit. I like Crit a lot. You know. Yeah, let. You know.
Yeah, to hear somebody with that deep of an accent and actually be lyrical as he is and the content of his songs, I just find it amazing. Dope.
For real. Yeah, he was. He was definitely. He was definitely the curveball. Thrown at me. I heard. Of course, yeah, I've heard of him. I just never really sat there and digged in his catalog. Um, and when he was dropping, I forgot the name of that album. What's the album with?
Catalactica.
Not that one. I think it was the one before. I want to say before that one.
Talking about Crit was here, or
I'm trying to remember the name of the
like the album or one of the mixtape albums.
I think it was the mixtape album. No. I take that back. It was an actual album. Forever is a mighty long time.
That was
That's the one where he on the cover with the sun on the background. Remember?
yeah, that's the one with what's that track I used to play that? I'll take it right now. Yeah, that's the one with
That's
mixed messages.
Yeah, mixed messages.
Yeah, that was my track right there.
The intro is dope on that one too, and my shit was what's it called Big Bank and Subbenstein.
Yeah, that's a 2 disc CD right there.
Yeah, that man's on another level too, bro.
I bought that.
Underrated.
That's one of the few CDs I bought to support. Yeah, that was a great album.
Yeah. That's not a bad top 5. Not a bad top 5. I pretty much kind of assumed like 3, and I got them right.
Yeah, you
I
already
told-
know that.
I totally forgot about Big Crit because I thought you were gonna throw in somebody else, but that's a good top 5.
Could
I've
give
already
you the
said.
typical answer and just say, a Pac, but I'd be lying, bro. Yeah, I listened to him growing up. I listened to Dipset growing up and all that.
Yeah.
But for me, I look at it as artists that had the most impact on me, and those are the ones, bro. Like if I need a go-to, that's what I'm gonna listen to. It's gonna be one of those guys. It's like Hip or Mac. Just get right state of mind.
Fact. All right, so we're gonna wrap things up. I'm gonna hit you with these rapid fire questions. First answer that comes to mind will be your answer. We're gonna start off with describe yourself in 3 words.
respect that one. 3 words.
3 words.
It's not to make sense, but always hungry, sleepy.
It makes sense to
It makes sense in a way, yeah, but you know what I mean. But yeah, that'll describe me.
You a morning person or a night person?
Depends, bro. Honestly, if I get rest, I'm a whenever person, depending on what I gotta do. So yeah, I could say morning, but I'm a gamer, so I'm also a night person.
Yeah, for real, me too. Well, obviously, Xbox or PS4.
At this point in my life, sorry to tell you, PS4, bro. You know this.
You're such a sellout, bro. You're such a sellout.
I had to, man. Gears let me down so bad.
I'll be waiting for you, bro. You'll be back,
I
dog.
was literally on that console for that one game, and you guys, that was the last straw. I had to away my favorite gun, dude. Had to go.
Let me see what else. I gotta turn the page. Do you have any pet peeves? Like, what's your biggest pet peeve?
Pet peeves? Yeah, people showing up to my house unannounced. Let's see.
Me
Playing
too,
2K, when you pass the ball to somebody that's open, they get cocky and they miss that shit. That's a pet peeve of mine. I think that's it.
God damn. What are you afraid of the most?
What I'm afraid of the most. Oh, this is easy. All right, so I'm not gonna say my whole life. I want to say for since we were in high school or so, that's 15 years. So, I have this fear of when we pass away. Like, this is not regarding religion or anything, but when we pass away, I have this fear of my spirit staying in my body, and I get put in a coffin, get buried, but I'm still there. Obviously, I can't move my physical body, but I know I'm there, and I'm gonna be there forever. That's a fear of mine. That's always goes in my head.
That's some deep shit.
Yeah, I've thought about it before. I'm like, I'm hoping it's not like that. Like, I'm not afraid of death. I'm afraid of that part right there. Imagine being there for a lifetime, turned into bone, whatever. You're there. You hear people come visit you 6 feet up, but you're there. That's, to me, that's trippy. But that's a fear of mine. That's the one fear I have.
Makes you think a little bit.
Exactly, bro. Makes you sit there and wonder, like, damn, what if?
All right, I got a good one for you. If you were on the show, My Hero Academia, what would your quirk be?
Damn sure ain't gonna be freaking. Forgot his name, the main character.
Deku?
It's not gonna be Deku, bro. 'Cause I'm not breaking body parts.
Well, yeah, he had to learn. He had to learn.
Hey, if you're gonna give me the potential strength of All Might, I'll take that any day. But if I gotta learn too, I'm not doing that because I'm not breaking bones in my body. I'd go with another little while since I've watched it.
If it had to be your own, like if you came up with your own.
Or if I come up with my own.
Yeah, your very own quirk. Like if you were in the show and you were a character, like what would your quirk be? Like what would you do?
It had to be something like, I could just say something similar to All Might's. It has everything, bro. You have the super speed, pretty much. You have the strength. It's something close to that. But my answer would always be, when I get that type of question when it comes to superpowers, it would be super speed. I don't know why, I just like it. I like being fast in real life, so I can imagine being fast.
Yeah. You're already fast in real life.
So I'm saying, it's good. Imagine like running like a 2.1.
I used to be fast till I got fat. as Grandpa would say, we don't got fat and we don't got old. We done got fat and got old. God damn it. Um, let's see. Who is your favorite superhero?
Favorite superhero? All right. Before I answer that, because I get this answer all the time, is Batman a superhero?
Yes. He doesn't have any superpowers, but he's a superhero. Obviously, he fights crime, saves people.
He's not a
I mean, he
vigilante,
fights
right?
villains. Uh,
See what I mean? People
it,
always
it,
mess with me with that, bro.
well, it depends. It depends on what you classify as a superhero. You know what I'm saying? Because it could be, something like Iron Man. Well, obviously, but Iron Man is the same thing. Iron Man has no superpowers. He has to get in the suit. Batman has no superpowers. He has to get in the suit. You understand? You see where I'm getting at? But he's affiliated with other superheroes that do have powers. You know, look at look at all the other ones in the Avengers and stuff like that. Like Hawkeye. This guy can just shoot an arrow very, very straight and very, very fast. But I'm just giving
No,
you an example.
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
It's like how you define a superhero. I would consider him a superhero. Like I said, he
No, I do
fights
too.
crime.
I do too. It's just that people always mess with me when I say Batman's one of the top. But as for favorite superhero, I can't say Deadpool. It's vigilante for real. No, you don't want to hear that.
Facts, facts. He's not a superhero yet. He's a superhero when he's with the X-Men. But if he's by himself, no.
I say Spidey, bro. Just growing up my whole life, that's that dude. I feel like Peter was most likely because he has a big mouth and he always talk junk to everybody else. That's why I enjoyed it.
Got you. Last one. Who is the most overrated artist or rapper in your book? Like people always talk about, like, and you're like, bro, chill. Bro. Are you serious? Are you serious?
I got like
Okay, give me two. Just give me two.
off rip. Kodak.
Off rip.
It's
Ooh.
not good, bro. Yes, I'm from Florida. I'm a Florida boy.
Me too.
Kodak is not good. I will say, there's tracks like the one with French Montana, and there's some tracks that he has with other people that are pretty good, dope production, blah, blah, blah. He is not good. He's just not. I get it. We're from Florida. We like this fucking ratchet shit. No.
Not
It ain't-
everybody,
It
but
ain't working. It's just, but that's just how I feel about it. And but the one everybody hypes up, everybody's all over is in Future. I could never get into Future. Aside from Masco, I could never get into Future. Drake's
I
album
don't-
with him, I just
how you gonna say Future and this man just dropped an album?
exactly why I did it. That's why.
Oh,
First thing I thought about, bro.
Shots fired. Shots fired.
I
Yo,
was on-
Future, if you hear this, I fucks
Future.
with Future.
As a person, I respect that you got a bunch of kids. You cool, but
yeah.
as an artist, bro, I can't understand you, dude. I just can't do
Yeah.
it. Like, don't get me wrong, this production's dope, but it's just not my thing. It's
100,000 for the ring on the pinky ringer, little bitch.
see, I just
Shout out to Future, man. I get you.
I ain't hating on
definitely.
him. Don't get me wrong. It's
Nah,
just,
just overhyped. Like I understand what you're saying. Kodak is in the same boat for me. Like I don't like Kodak solo. I like Kodak when he's with somebody. It's weird, but like if you put him on a track with somebody, because one, and you know what all people and everybody else does, he has a unique voice and he has a unique flow off the rip. And I just think like solo, I just can never really get into it. But if he's featured or like he has other people on the song, it kind of meshes well, with what he's delivering, But definitely he's definitely, I don't know, it's because we're in Florida, because I don't think anybody rocks with him like that
I don't
out of state, But I mean, they probably know him, but like here, it's like you can't ask somebody who's their favorite rapper without them saying Kodak. And it's like,
I'm with you on that.
I guess, bro. I guess that's what I'm just gonna leave it at.
I'm with you on that on the feature thing because I feel the same exact way about Young Thug. And Young Thug, when was it? I think it was when Nipsey dropped Slauson Boy 2. he has Young Thug on 2
Yeah.
tracks. Before I looked at the whole track listing, the whole features, I went through it as I usually do with all his mixtapes, albums, whatever. I went through it without even noticing. I was bobbing my head to Young Thug like he was dope. It's just certain people on features just sound better to me.
Hmm.
So I agree with you on
Yeah, I we'll touch on that real quick, and then we'll wrap things up. I've actually grown to like Young Thug, surprisingly. Um, it's weird because I never liked him. I never liked him, and he just grew to me. I'm not saying he's in my top or he's the most lyrical of all time, but his music has grown to me. I don't know. I can never really get into that trap music anymore. After Young Jeezy stopped making it, I was like, okay, none of y'all are even coming close. None of y'all. So I take it with a grain of salt. But Young Thug is definitely amongst the newer. And he's not that new, but newer generation of the rappers that I look into nowadays. But shout out to Future.
that.
So that's gonna wrap up this episode with the Cuzzo. If you want to give any shout outs, if you want social plugs, if you want to give me Instagram or anything like that.
Yo, all my people that love Future, still love y'all. That's one. Follow me on YouTube, Sleep and Grind. I promise I'm getting back to it. I'll start putting out content. And just a heads up, if you listen to this, if you're into gaming, into the 2K community, to watching people get dropped, that's what I'll be doing on there. Maybe some COD. I don't know. Maybe some crossplay with my cousin. Aside from that, yeah, Sleep and Grind. You can follow me on Instagram if you want. Squarian L7. Throw them up. You already know what that means.
Square Gang.
Square Gang all day. And no, it's not really a gang, people. Just, be yourself. Don't listen to what others think. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Look forward to being back on here. When this shit starts going up even more. First shit will never be back down, always down. In a different family.
For sure. Yeah, so that's gonna wrap things up. Take the time out real quick to thank everybody for tuning in. If you made it this far, congratulations, and I appreciate you. Stay tuned for the next episode. New episodes drop every Friday. Bonus episodes drop every Tuesday, both at 8 p.m. Eastern. So make sure to tune in on the Can I Kick a Podcast with BIG ANT. Catch you on the next one.